Cool.
Alright, people, welcome back to the PWC channel. Once again, today we have another match, and it is in our Hoenn League between Prof and Hallo815, the man with the best name ever. And the matchup. Oh, first of all, I'm here with SMO, aka Scary Monsters Over Heaven, once again. Hi, SMO.
Hello.
And the matchup is a Lantern, Lando T, Scizor, which is a Mega Scizor, Weavile, Comfy, and Gudra, versus Profs Milotic, Infernape, Tapu Koko, Aegislash, Mega Absol, and the signature Miltank. So, looking at the matchup, do you have any initial impressions?
Hmm.
So I noticed that the Lantern looks really good, which is the signature of Hallo815, but I think it looks really good because it pretty much outslows the entire team of
Yeah,
Prof,
you can
bar
just
maybe
go
the
for him.
Aegislash, and he does not
Yeah.
have a ground type with him, so it's gonna get a lot of slow volt switches off, probably.
Yeah. And it can come in on it can come in for pretty much for free on the Tapu Koko.
It can is a really good
Unless
counter
it has like
against. Yeah,
maybe Grass Knot, but even that's probably not that big of a deal.
Grass Knot is not that strong against Lantern because Lantern is pretty light, so I think the base power is really low of Grass Knot, so it doesn't do much damage. I know that from experience because I drafted Lantern once, and it is a really good counter against Tapu Koko. It can
Do you think the
potentially,
Lantern is worth leading off with here just to
yeah,
get, a pivot into a good matchup to begin with?
yeah, it will guarantee momentum pretty much. You would worry probably about the Absol lead with knockoff, which is annoying for Hallo815. But as you said, so it's a good counter against Tapu Koko, the Lantern, and it comes on in on Milotic really well because Milotic is also naturally faster and
Yeah.
can't really do much to Lantern because even the Toxic wouldn't hurt it too much because it likely carries the heal bell. And they are probably waiting for us. So I'm
Yeah.
just gonna text them. We're ready, by the way. And yeah, so apart from that, I think the Weavile should get checked by Milotic pretty well.
Yeah. I imagine this Infernape maybe also has like Mach Punch or Vacuum Wave, which
Yeah, or it can also be scarfed.
yeah.
Alright, so Prof decides to lead off with the Infernape straight
It's
away.
also slower than Tapu Koko, which can carry Dazzling Gleam. The Weavile that has a lot that it has to deal with, I think. Like
Yeah, also
pretty
the
much the whole bottom
Infernape.
row.
The
Yeah.
Infernape is a good counter against Weavile as well. But he
Oh,
loses his
well, it's
turn
gone.
one. What the hell is he doing? Alright.
So that's
What
probably
what
Scarf Lando then.
yeah, that is definitely Scarflando, but what was he expecting? Huh.
Oh,
So
I
I'm confused right now. So I'm sorry if I come off as a little bit biased here because Prof is I know Prof for a long time, so I'm a little bit biased in his favor, but I'm a little bit surprised. What was he thinking? I thought this was a sure thing that he would expect this Lando to be Scarf if he wasn't Scarf or Sash himself. Huh, that's
yeah,
interesting.
especially because if he leads Lando, which he did, there's no pretty much no way it's not Scarf at that point because
Yeah,
because
weird.
otherwise you'd lead Lantern. You lead Lando because then you can Scarf U-turn, but like
Yeah. And Scarf Lando just makes sense because it outspeeds and kills the Coco. It
yeah,
it can do a lot of damage. It also outspeeds the Infernape, outspeeds the Aegislash, which all of them get killed by Earthquake. It outspeeds Absol, which probably gets killed by Earthquake. And Prof doesn't have a single Earthquake resist as well. So yeah, that was just a weird turn one, honestly. And a little bit of weird.
I wonder what it did. Like because Infernape doesn't even really carry much that can threaten Lando generally, especially not at
Yeah,
-1.
yeah,
Like
yeah. That's
it's like
true.
special fire blast that can do something, but not a huge amount.
Yeah.
Maybe he I guess he just didn't realize the Lando was Scarf and he tried to U-turn out. Like
Yeah,
he thought he'd be faster and went
that's
for U-turn.
that's what I think as well. So there are a couple of possibilities. So that's the one that I find the most likely that he just thought, well, I'm faster, I can U-turn out. But that's really reckless because you have to
Yeah, the
consider. I
Scarf
mean,
Lando is so common and so good in this matchup that you really have to almost
exactly,
expect it.
Yeah, and as you said, it is a really common set, these scarf set. All right, but let's get this behind us. It was maybe a little bit of a misplay, or a lot of a misplay, but it happened, and yeah, so
Yeah. Okay. So does he just volt switch out here, or do you think maybe it has like a non-volt switch electric move that it can go for?
I think I mean it might carry discharge or thunderbolt, but yeah, I think the volt switch. But it seems like Milotic is slower than Lantern, and that's really cool on Prof's part.
Yeah.
So he must run a minus speed Milotic, or this is a fast Lantern, which are the both two
This Milotic is
possibilities.
actually kind of annoying for
Yeah,
all here.
yeah, it is because it deals with Lando, Scizor, and Weavile, but and also potentially the Gudra. But I think it's good setup for Comfy if he has a Calm Mind Comfy.
Yeah, I thought he would go to it here, but he's gone to the Gudra instead, which makes me wonder about what the Comfy set is. But it's
hmm
possible he just doesn't want to like take chip on Comfy setting up while Aegislash is still there.
I think the reason why he didn't go into Comfy is because he's really uncomfortable with Aegislash being in. Because Aegislash, he doesn't have the best Ghost Switch-ins, which the
Yeah,
only one would really be Weavile, and Weavile obviously
yeah, and
gets
that's
killed by a
obviously
Steel type move. And yeah, I think he can set up with Comfy after the Aegislash is gone or weakened, but not before that really,
yeah,
because he's taking so much damage from it. So that might be the reason why he went into Gudra here. Huh. Alright, and he
first click.
clicks. Ooh, and he's got Toxic on Gudra. Now that's interesting, which is definitely good against Miltank, but Miltank might also carry Heal Bell.
Yeah. Although Heal Bell will take away the burn on Milotic as well.
Yeah. So what do you think would be Hallo815's way to deal with the Aegislash? What might his plan be? Because it can't be Weaver, can it? It has to.
Me, it. I mean, Weavile can't switch in on it, but it
I mean, it can.
Caesar gets knockoff, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure, it gets knockoff. It can definitely kill the Aegislash, but I think the only way that I think of it that would make sense to
I mean,
me
the
would be.
Lander's Earthquake looks like the best way to go about it, but it's a question of like getting the Aegislash in and also being in a good position because he doesn't have a reason like he doesn't really have a reason to bring the Aegislash in on almost anything except the Comfy.
Yeah, you're right, you're right. Ooh, and he catches Weavile on a switch in with a Fire Punch. That's nice on Prof's part. I think what is also possible, just to get back to the Aegislash really quick, is if he was especially defensive Scissor with knockoff, that would deal
Yeah,
with Aegislash pretty well. But
yeah,
yeah,
I agree. I wonder how he kind of needs to bait the Aegislash in if he wants to kill it, right?
yeah,
Or like or at least as long as as long as Prof knows that the Comfy is here and can potentially set up on something, he's gonna want to keep the Aegislash back to answer it. And
hmm
he doesn't. There isn't much he can proactively be done to force the Aegislash to come out early.
yeah, yeah, that's true. All right, so we don't know. Do you know what kind of damage this is? 26% to a likely bold Flame Orb Milotic.
I don't. But
I mean, Milotic is really bulky, but this doesn't seem like bandit damage to me.
no, I don't think that could be banded.
Yeah,
Um, if the Miltank does have Heal Bell, which it seems like it probably doesn't, or it probably would have clicked it by now. But now, especially healing the burn on Milotic is bad because the Flame Orb is gone.
yeah, yeah.
I wonder what the Tapu Koko is going to do here because it came in on. Yeah, that doesn't do anything.
Hey, this lantern is so annoying for Prof, man. If Tapu Koko is your lantern answer, then you know you have a problem with freaking lantern.
Yeah,
Okay, so there's another earthquake.
yeah, and this.
This is annoying because Milo will take the earthquake and then also the 6% from the burn. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he sacks Miltank here.
Yeah, Milotic's probably not in range to get 2-hit KO'd, I think. But
It's
like,
not, but it loses so much momentum because it pretty much forces the recover, you know? And then he can go
yeah,
into Lantern, and then he will get a terrain boosted electric type attack off. and he doesn't have
Yeah.
immunity. So yeah, this is
Yeah, the
just
earthquake is really annoying here.
yeah, it is in general. Prof is just really on the back foot right now in all
Yeah.
departments, and that turn one play really didn't help his case
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
if
the Lando and the Lantern are both just so good in this matchup.
yeah, they are. All right, takes 31%, man. That's not. So he has to recover, and if he doesn't,
Yeah.
he is in range of the next EQ, so he wouldn't have a single switch in anymore. So that would mean that Lando just picks up a kill every time. And if he recovers, the Lantern gets the momentum. So yeah, this is just. So now he has to switch out on the Volt switch, or his Milo would be in range of two Earthquakes again. So yeah, he just doesn't get momentum here. This is really annoying for Prof. And he's
Yeah,
actually
and Miltank's
Miltank.
not going to survive considering the Toxic.
Yeah,
Actually, I guess it does because Toxic does 6 on the first turn. So
it survives, yeah. But just
unless
here,
it's yeah.
he just goes and clicks U-turn here, or Earthquake again, even. But he can also just click U-turn here.
Yeah, yeah, clicking Earthquake is probably fine though because
It forces in the
like
Milo, pretty much. Yeah, it absolutely
yeah,
forces in Milo, and that means Lantern again, and then we
or or even Gudra because that's what he went to the first time and the electric terrain is gone now. Because like how much like the Lantern is great but how it doesn't do great damage to Milotic. So like
I think
you're
a
basically just putting in an extra turn to not do anything, I feel like.
hmm,
Like because it I mean maybe he goes Lantern, but like the damage isn't substantial.
it is substantial in the sense that it puts Milo probably because Milo has to choose between staying in and recovering or flip turning itself because it can't do damage to Lantern back. And if it chooses to flip turn and not recover, then it takes like what 30% from the volt switch. And
It's at
then
24 this time.
oh yeah,
So
I mean 24. That would mean it would be at 70%, and then it is potentially in range of Lando when it comes back in on for two earthquakes. Because it takes the earthquake, it takes the burn, and then it would take another earthquake. So that's the trouble with it. So he has to choose between having momentum or being forced to recover whenever the lantern comes in. And I don't really
yeah.
see a solution for that at the moment. But he chooses to go into Gudra now. That's interesting. Huh. And he eats an ice beam for it. That's
I
interesting.
wonder what this video is even planning to do. Because
Yeah, it, I don't understand.
maybe it has power whip, but
That's not gonna
it's
do.
already from a special move, and
Yeah,
it's
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe he was scouting for the toxic on the switch. Ooh, wow, that did a lot of damage.
okay. Based on the damage of the last earthquake, it's not. It can recover off an earthquake here if he gets the same roll, but it does have to recover. But I wonder if there's something else
I
that
think
can be
if
done.
I think Hello just stays goes into Lantern now and clicks Thunderbolt, doesn't he?
Yeah. Does that even kill though? Because I mean, I guess it probably does, right? With
I'm not sure, but I would think so.
it's kind of free anyway, because if it doesn't, you can just volt switch out after.
And also it is absolutely free because it has more PP than the recover, and at eventually
Yeah,
you
true.
would leave Milo in the range where it is in the two hit EQ range. So he would just have Prof pretty much checkmate with the Milo, and he just kills the rest of the team with Scarf Lando.
Yeah.
So that he could pretty much put him into checkmate position here with by just going into Lantern and clicking Thunderbolt. Another possible play would be going into Comfy if he has it and click Taunt so that the Milo can't recover. That would force in the
Yeah,
Aegis
true.
Slash though, but he chooses to go into Lantern.
Going into Lantern seems like the most straightforward.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. And so my play would be T-Bolt here.
Yeah. just keep spamming T-Bolt
Yeah,
until you're forced to stop somehow, which
exactly. Which would probably be a switch into either Aegislash or Coco, and then you can proceed to Volt Switch.
well, it's out. Yeah, yeah, he's in a really strong position.
He is. So that switch into Gudra turned out really well for him because he got the heavy damage with Draco Meteor and
Yeah,
with
if
the
he'd
Milo.
recovered on the Zero, the Gudra probably wouldn't have been able to continue threatening him,
Yeah,
but because
yeah,
he killed the Gudra,
yeah. That was that was another avoidable play, but it's I mean he was in a bad position anyway,
yeah,
right?
regardless.
So yeah, this is just another Volt Switch, and then this is a Lando, and this is another kill then. I don't really see what Prof does here to prevent it, honestly.
Yeah, no.
And we had a critical hit as well, which didn't matter in the slightest.
No.
But you know, if you're a prof, you can then say, yeah, well, he crit me. What can I do? All right, so this is another kill with Lando now. And I think from the damage, this looks to me to be a Sword Vest Lantern because it takes like 12% from
Yeah,
Desert Gleam.
it's not very
That's
fun.
ridiculously little.
And yeah, so Milotic is in 2-hit KO'd Burst quick range.
Yeah, yeah, sure, for sure. It's even, yeah. So this is a sack, and now he gets to recover up the Milo, but this is another Lantern and another Vote Switch,
Yeah,
and what can you do about it, man? It's just tough. Or yeah, or can even do that, yeah. So he can't
yeah, and
recover
then
he can't recover because he has too many Thunderbolts. He has to
yeah,
switch into Aegislash at some point, and then we'll see the Scissor, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, Hallo815 is playing this really, really well.
yeah. It it it's almost looking like it's just totally wrapped up, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
it hard to
This
think
is
that he could lose the game from here as long as he keeps playing like he is.
checkmate. So as long as Hallo815 sees it, it is checkmate, and from how he plays it, he absolutely sees it. So he's
Yeah, he's
doing
doing the
this.
right thing. So.
Yeah, he can't
This
also.
probably is Prof's best option, actually,
Yeah, but
is like
he's gonna have
get to enough
Scald.
HP to keep it and then
He's gonna have Scald on the Lantern as well.
yeah, true. Especially if it's AV, because then
Yeah,
you know.
he has 4 moves, and yeah, this is just checkmate. There's nothing Prof can do. He has 8 recovers left, and Lantern has 16 T-bolts left. So yeah, this is the Absol, and we'll see the Comfy.
Yeah, that's not.
And this is just a safe Draining Kiss, and then we see this. Oh, or even U-turn. That's interesting. Didn't really expect that, but also
Probably
makes
Lando in
sense.
that case. Like
Yeah.
I think he probably yeah.
Or he could go into Weavile first just to ensure that. Or
Oh,
Scissor,
he is.
yeah.
Okay.
So he knockoffs here right now.
Yeah.
Or
Or
even
sort. I guess he might have been expecting like a King's Shield,
possible. Ooh,
which is why I like Lando because it doesn't make contact. But
yeah. But oh, he didn't. Oh, why didn't he King's Shield here? Ah, this is just. Well, nah, yeah, I mean, what was he gonna do? So this pretty much probably still loses to Milo, but he can just go back into Lantern if he wants to,
oh,
or he just crits the Milo. I mean, it's not like it
it
mattered at
doesn't
this
make a
point.
difference really. Yeah.
Nah, it doesn't. Maybe he can get killed by a crit sucker punch here. All right. So he didn't elect to kill him with the bullet punch. Well, that was really well played by Hallo815, man. This was
Yeah.
just he completely shut him out. Don't know if the Infernape would have changed anything about that.
Yeah. No, I can't. I mean, it still doesn't deal with the Scarf Lando at any point, right? So
Not really, not really. I mean, it might have damaged the because I don't really see the most comfortable switch in for Prof. Maybe the depending on the set, maybe the Comfy could deal with it. But you don't want to take too much damage on Lantern because it's such a valuable pivot. So,
Yeah.
but still, I don't really see it changing the outcome in any meaningful way, probably. Oh well, yeah, so this was a very fun match and very well played by Hallo815. And Prof, he did well, he hung in there, but yeah, he was a little bit outmatched here. That was just a strong display. And thanks so much for joining me again, SMO.
Yeah,
That's
it's been
actually
fun.
really fun to analyzing these matches with you. So definitely be back in the future. And guys, with that, I'll say goodbye for today, and we'll see you in another one.